Good morning, everyone. On today's show, we're going to talk about an update on the status of how I've been doing in Street Fighter 6 and what's coming next. But also, we have to have a pretty serious discussion about the future of my live react content after yesterday's big debacle regarding Summer Game Fest. This and more in just a bit. Alrighty, welcome to the Level 1 Podcast, everyone. I'm Phil, and today is Friday, the 9th of June, 2023. We got some stuff to talk about, my friends, and I hope that you guys are ready to sit back, relax, and have some discussion about the future, because it is time to begin. First of all, it's the weekend, so happy weekend, everyone. I know many of you will be jumping headfirst into brand new, delicious video game releases this weekend, whether you're continuing your journey through Hyrule in Tears of the Kingdom, whether perhaps you're duking it out in the streets against a plethora of world warriors in Street Fighter 6, or maybe you're fighting off the denizens of hell in Diablo 4, whatever it is. I hope you're having a good time, and thanks for stopping by here on my little shindig that I call the Level 1 Podcast to relax a bit and have some fun discussion about what's going on with me and what's happening in the world of DSP Gaming and DSP Reacts. So let's talk, shall we? First of all, it was a good day yesterday for sure, reacting to Summer Game Fest on the first stream, and then actually being able to squeeze in some Street Fighter 6 gameplay with Blanca was nice. And then on the late stream, per your votes, you guys are really, really enjoying the Street Fighter 6 stuff, and that's good. Because you wanted more multiplayer last night, so we went and played more with Lily and Dalsim. And what I'd like to do today is kind of step back a bit and see exactly how everything's going with Street Fighter 6. In fact, I have a cumulative list this morning of wins and losses with each character that I've used in the game to talk a little bit about how things have been going. Once I started practicing more with certain characters such as Blanca, Lily, and Dalsim, things dramatically improved. And actually, that's really how it works with Street Fighter, is that initial session you usually have with the character can be very hit or miss as you're learning. With a lot of these characters, that first session, I was just getting the hang of the character, and I was on a win streak, and then I ran out of time. But then when I went back to the character again, and I learned more strategies, I started doing much better, and actually started having higher level gameplay, which is great. So we'll talk a bit about that today. But we do have something major important to talk about today, and that is the future of live react stuff here on my channels, namely on DSP Reacts. And when I say live react, what I mean by that is my watching something live as it happens and reacting to it, okay? Now, I will be very, very honest with all of you. I don't necessarily find much value in that. I never did. For many, many, many years, people said to me, Phil, why don't you do live reacting to E3? Everyone else under the sun does it. All they do is sit there with the camera on and they talk over E3, and they get ridiculous amounts of views, ridiculous amounts of money. They basically do nothing and only comment on stuff, and everyone seems to love it, and you're the only person that doesn't do it. Instead, you watch E3 and then you do a recap reactions video, and people watch it, and that's great and all, but you do it so differently from everyone else. Why don't you just capitalize and benefit from doing the live react like everyone else, okay? And many times over the years, I explained to you guys why I was so resistant to do it. And the answer is pretty simple. I don't feel like live reacting adds that much. Yes, you could see someone's initial reaction on something, but it gives absolutely zero time for the feeling of what you're watching to sink in and for you to really formulate any kind of mature thought on it. It's just that instantaneous reaction, and then that's it. And then you don't really have time to go talk about it again because the show is usually so long, you're not going to go back and mull over what you just saw. You really just end the video, right? So these live reacts that people do, listen, I get it. I understand why people like them. At the same time, I really do feel like they're low forms of content. If you're only seeing someone's initial reaction before they literally had a chance to have a thought about what they watched, all you're getting is just spur of the moment, or heh, or oh moments, which is fine for a couple seconds, but 2 hours of that, it's pretty much complete fluff. All right? So over the years, I was very resistant to do anything in regards to live reacting. Now, last year, you guys wanted me to start doing react content. And so I started reacting, not live, but watching documentaries and things and doing reacts to that. That was successful. And that's actually what led to the idea of doing a whole React channel in DSP React, okay? So I am happy that I listened to feedback and eventually I formulated an idea of doing a whole channel based around reacting of different kinds. And on that channel, I do reacting to documentaries, reacting to short form videos, reacting to variety videos every week with DSP versus the internet. I do reviews of movies and TV shows. Tier Maker has been very popular over there. The Tier Maker rankings we did over there are working well. And actually, I'm thinking we'll do one soon. I'm actually thinking perhaps give it another week of Street Fighter 6, and I think we will do a tier maker of Street Fighter characters after I've finally played with all the new characters in Street Fighter 6. But I need to play a little more, I feel, of the new characters to really get that feeling. But I'm feeling we're almost there, okay? So I'm doing a lot of different React content on that channel. But admittedly, one of the React things I haven't done a lot of is the live React stuff. I think since I opened the channel in February, we live reacted to the Street Fighter 6 World Tour broadcast, which is about 30 minutes long. And that was cool because it was the first time we learned about the details of World Tour. You guys seem to like that one. And then I did a live react yesterday to Summer Game Fest presentation, which was almost 2 hours long, all right? So what I like to do is talk about how that went and talk about the repercussions of that and talk about the future of live reacting, all right? Because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm upset. And I'm not upset because of you whatsoever. I'm upset because of the whole situation that because games are now moving towards new medium, that now we're starting to have all these issues on YouTube and stuff. It's ridiculous. When you hear what happened, you're going to be like, what? It's so stupid. And I'm tired of this nonsense. And it's just going to get worse from what we're seeing. Okay? So let's talk about it. Let's actually do this first. Let's do a whole segment about what happened yesterday with Summer Game Fest first. Then let's talk about the schedule because it is probably going to affect the schedule. Okay? So yesterday, I was not planning on doing any gameplay on my first stream. I knew Summer Game Fest was happening at noon Pacific time. And I knew it was about 2 hours long. So I told you guys I was going to do the live react, which is what you guys have been asking. You're saying, do the live reacts. That's what we want, right? And then, for those who don't care about the live react, but who have liked my coverage of these kind of events over the years, I was going to do a recap reactions video right after that would summarize everything from the live react into a very abridged version with all of my thoughts. So instead of having to watch a 2 hour raw stream, you could essentially watch a 40-minute video that cuts out a lot of the bullshit and just gets right to the meat of it, and I talk about all the important stuff. Okay? So basically, I did this event, okay? And I'll be honest, it wasn't terrible. It also wasn't good. It was kind of just very mid for me, middle of the road. There was some stuff there that I really liked. For example, Sonic Superstars. New Sonic game coming out, looks really good. We had release dates for several games that we were waiting on release dates, and we saw first gameplay of games like Mortal Kombat 1 and Alan Wake 2. All that stuff was good. And then there was a whole bunch of crap, a whole bunch of the same kind of game. Do you really need to be announcing your MMO that looks like every other fucking MMO out there, and no one will remember it after this presentation? No. Did you need to announce your expansion to a game that already has an installed player base, and literally you will not get a single new player by showing it off at Game Fest? No. Do you need to show footage of a shitty TV show that's coming out? No. You know what I mean? But this is what they do now. They wedge in the shit along with things that actually are pretty pertinent. So it's like a 50-50 show for me, honestly. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. It was just kind of meh with some great announcements and some not so good announcements and a lot of wasted time. All right? So, I did my live react. It took about 2 hours, okay? And then immediately after that, I recorded my recap reactions. That took about 40 minutes because I summarized a lot. I cut out a bunch of crap, okay? Oh, the ghost is not on. Oh. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jade. Jade caught it. Jade has a good eye. Jade caught that the ghost lamp wasn't on. Thank you, Jade. I completely forgot. Thank you. Okay. So, then after doing my recap reactions, I uploaded all of that to DSP Reacts. There's my new content for this week, which is good to have variety content over there, right? And I said, all right, let's now cram in some gameplay. We got about an extra hour, so we played with Blanca for about an hour on DSPGaming, and, really good session, actually. Good fun. So, it's uploading, all right, during my break, my dinner break. And so I'm having dinner with my wife or whatever, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait because people are excited for this video. They want this live react. This is what they wanted. Can't wait to get it live, right? So I get notifications via email whenever anything gets content ID matched, whenever anything gets, like, copyright matched. Of course, I get 500 emails because every piece of this presentation has been matched and claimed on YouTube. So I'm making no money on the video on YouTube, all right? I just want to make that clear. Nothing. Your views on YouTube for that event, the live react, I get nothing, okay? But luckily, the stream was well supported. It was. People came out. They did support the stream in various ways, and I appreciate those who did, okay? So it's not like it was a dead stream or anything by any means. But then I get an email, your video's blocked. Blocked. In like 80% of the regions that people view it. Only 20% of your viewer base can currently see your video. All right. Okay, why is it blocked? Let's take a look. Because during the presentation of Summer Game Fest, they showed off about 2 minutes of a new television show coming up. And that television show is based on the video game series Twisted Metal. For those who don't know what Twisted Metal is, I don't blame you. It's been defunct for over a decade. Back in the PS1, PS2 era, Twisted Metal was huge. It was a car combat game where you would pick various different vehicles that were outfitted for destruction. Cars that would have big guns and missiles and rams and giant swords and stuff attached to them. And essentially you would drive around in these different environments, maps that were created. It's basically post-apocalyptic. The world's kind of ended, but these are the people who are left. It's kind of like Mad Max. And you're driving around trying to kill each other in this vehicle combat. It actually was a really good franchise. I played at least 2 or 3 of them on PS1, and I always loved them. I thought they were very fun games to play. They even had a campaign mode where each character, you'd go through all these story missions, and then they have an ending and everything, which was kind of neat. So it's a great franchise, right? Now, Twisted Metal got remade about over a decade ago for PS3. It failed miserably, okay? It tanked. It didn't sell well. It was an online-only game. The game failed online. It crashed constantly. It had horrible connectivity issues. The game sucked. It sold poorly, and basically the franchise died. That was it. That was the end. No one cared about Twisted Metal ever again. So why over a decade later they've decided to make a TV series of Twisted Metal, I have no clue. But I think one of the questions everyone had was, how are they going to do a TV series of Twisted Metal when the entire game is inside of a car? Like, literally the entire game is you're driving around killing people in cars. So how does that translate to a TV show? Well, I guess the answer apparently is it doesn't. Because the 2 minutes they showed at Summer Game Fest have no cars whatsoever. It's the character Sweet Tooth, who's supposed to be the homicidal clown, and I guess the driver of one of the cars, who's played by Anthony Mackie, but I don't remember his name or whatever. So they're having a confrontation in a casino, okay? And basically they're fighting, and it's the worst choreographed fight scene I've ever seen. It's so fake. The punches look so fake. The sound effects are terrible. And basically they're going back and forth trying to hit each other. Sweet Tooth slaps him around, takes his head and pushes it against a casino slot machine, and starts singing the Thong Song by Cisco. Let me tell you something. That was probably the last song I ever expected to hear in a 2023 video game adaptation of Twisted Metal. It probably was the most out of place thing I've ever heard in my life. And they were going for comedy because he starts singing it, and then all of a sudden, Anthony Mackie starts singing it. And then the two of them have a bonding moment over Cisco from the 90s and 2000s. Let me tell you guys something. No one had bonding moments about Cisco when he was popular in the 90s and 2000s. He was a joke. Like, people didn't take him seriously. He was like the pop version of R&B at the time. So everyone thought he was a hilarious joke. No one liked the guy, but some people liked him because he was so pop music-y. And his songs were terrible, but people thought it was so cringy, they liked it. It became like summer anthems of bad songs, right? The fucking thong song was among other, like, great. At the time when Cisco was popular, there was, like, you know, fucking Jay-Z and Snoop Dogg and Eminem were prominent. Fucking DMX. And then you had Cisco. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? I mean, hell, even Usher was good. At that time period, Usher was a serious R&B artist who I felt was actually very good and talented. Cisco was a guy who dyed his hair and danced around like an idiot, and people laughed at him. But he made lots of money. I guess sometimes you gotta ride whatever kind of popularity wave you can get, right? But anyway, the point I'm making here is, okay, it's stupid to see that they put this into the show. They think it's a funny joke. They actually put it in like a 2023 punchline. Who the fuck understands that punchline, right? No one. No one watching that. And we're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why is this funny? Because it's not. It was actually, someone said, honestly, it was, the way they said it, they said, this is hilarious. It is so corny. And corny is probably the best line and description I could have for what we saw of the Twisted Metal show. It looks straight up 100% corny shit. It's not funny. It's not silly. It's corny. It's just, oh my God, like bad dad humor shit in a show that's supposed to be about guys trying to kill each other. What has happened to humor? I mean, really, what has happened? I don't know. I mean, I just watched the whole Peacemaker show, and there were definitely some funny moments, but the best part about that show was the plot of the alien invasion, not the humor. The humor barely hit for me. So I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm in a different era. I grew up in the 80s. Humor was very different then. And now I look at the things that are supposed to be funny today, and I'm like, how the fuck is any of this funny? I don't know. But anyway, the show looks absolutely, positively terrible. Like, literally terrible. The quality looks bad. The writing was bad. What's sad about it is Anthony Mackie is a good actor. We've seen him in many great projects before where he acted his chops off, and they're not allowing him to do that in the show because the show looks like shit. Okay? So, why am I bringing this up, this Twisted Metal? Because this is what got my video blocked in 80% of the regions that watch my content. This 2-minute clip of shit that I outright said, this is shit. This is not funny. This is not good. This is terrible. I wish it wasn't at Summer Game Fest. That's why my video gets blocked, okay? So, by the way, just to make this clear, anyone who was doing a live react to Summer Game Fest and tried to upload it would have had this happen. It didn't just happen to me. This is going to happen to anyone who is doing Summer Game Fest. So, there's really only one thing you can do to fix it. YouTube has an inline video editor. And that inline video editor allows you to remove copywritten content. So, I told it to remove the 2-minute clip of Twisted Metal. Okay? That was around between 5 and 6 p.m. Pacific time. As of the time I went to sleep last night, right? Probably around 1 a.m. That editor was still running and didn't finish. I believe it finished around 6 a.m. this morning. Yes, it took over 12 hours for the video editor to remove 2 minutes out of this. And now the video is visible worldwide. So anyone who wants to watch my live react to Summer Game Fest, go for it. Sadly, you probably already fucking saw it. You know what I'm saying? Like, people aren't going to sit around and wait a day for my react to show up. They want it right away. And I couldn't give it to you right away. Like, within the first 12 hours, the video didn't even get 200 views because no one could see it. All right? So now, I took a look this morning. I think the video had like 600 views. And I'm like, so let me get this straight. I did an entire stream. Right? An entire stream for this thing. And basically, now I'm going to get no views or attention on it because the thing was blocked for a day. Right? Because of this bullshit. And I'm pretty upset about it. Because, you know, I took time away. We're in the middle of a bunch of huge game releases. People want more Street Fighter 6. People are upset. I haven't played Zelda in a week. And people want more Diablo. And by the way, in a week and a half, we've got the release of Final Fantasy 16. All this is happening at once. It's one of the busiest gaming times ever in the last few years. And I'm taking time away to do a live react for this thing. And no one could see it. That really upset me. You know, I'm not going to lie. It's probably one of the more upsetting things that's happened to me in the last couple of months. Because I put effort into it. Because you guys want it. And no one can see it. It's not even a matter of making money on it. I don't even fucking care. The stream did good. But I'm upset that my work can't be watched because of bullshit reasons. It pisses me the fuck off. you know? And the thing is, I get the feeling this is just going to continue because this is the kind of stuff, sadly, is being integrated. Well, there's going to be another event this Sunday. What's to stop there from being a TV show or a movie or something shown on that, and now you're fucked. It gets claimed, now you can't, now your video's blocked. Now you gotta edit it out again. It's like, what is this shit? Right? It's honestly, it gets to the point where it's so frustrating that I don't want to do it anymore. Like, the way I see it is this. People want my opinions. Okay? They do. And I'm happy you want my opinions. But there's many ways I can give you my opinion on something. I don't have to watch the raw content live to give you my opinion. I can easily watch some of this stuff, whether it's, offline myself between streams or whatever, and talk about it on the Level 1 podcast, or I have a weekly react show called DSP versus the Internet. You guys can submit trailers and clips from these shows on there. I've already done that. If you looked in the last few weeks, people are submitting gameplay trailers and things, and I'm actually learning about stuff by watching it on DSP versus the Internet, right? And that's a good thing because it exposes me to that kind of stuff, all right? So the way I see it, all right, especially now, considering the fact that I'm already in a situation where I'm trying to juggle so many new releases, everyone wants more of me playing games, all right? I don't see myself doing live react stuff in the near future. I just don't. I tried it last year. I'm now trying it now. It's not working out. It's becoming more of a frustration, and it's actually holding me up from doing more gameplay that you want, which is my bread and butter. That's why I'm here, to play new releases and enjoy them with you and have great times with you with new games. I don't think people care as much about me live reacting to stuff. You want my opinions, and that's fine. You'll get them. But I can easily give them here every day on the podcast. That's why I do a podcast every day. The next day, I could always just say, hey, so yesterday there was this digital event, and I watched some of the stuff, and here's what I think about this and this and this, right? I don't think I need to be watching this stuff live. I feel like it's kind of, number one, it's kind of a waste of time. Like, the show is 2 hours long. There was about 30 minutes of meaningful content in it and 90 minutes of wasted time, right? So why waste the 90 minutes? I need the 90 minutes to be doing other stuff, right? So I'll be honest, I don't think we're going to do this anymore. I'm tired of after putting in the effort to do it and stepping away from games to do it, and then to be told, oh, fuck you, block the video. It's like, no, how about this? Fuck you. I'm not going to waste time on it then, And by the way, I don't blame Jeff Keighley. I get it. He wants a variety show. He wants to be the premier place for all this stuff to be showcased. But he definitely should have thought about that the TV, these idiotic companies, it was NBC, by the way. Fucking NBC for a 2-minute preview of a shitty show blocks everyone's fucking videos on the internet. Fuck off. Like, what the hell is your problem? You're trying to promote your fucking show, but then you block everyone's video of it. It's imbecilic, right? And at this point, I've tried it a couple times. It doesn't seem like it's working out. It seems more of a waste of time than anything else. I'll be honest, I much rather would have liked to be sitting here playing games with you yesterday, and then this morning have watched some of the stuff from Summer Game Fest and was talking about it on the podcast with you today. I would have enjoyed that more than how I had to waste all that time yesterday doing the live event just for it to not be visible for almost 24 hours. And now, after the fact, the thing has no views, and it's like I never did it. Okay? So, yeah, I'm upset. I'm genuinely upset. Okay? And I want to say thanks to those people who understood. Like, someone actually did watch the video overnight. Yeah, can you believe it? Someone actually watched it and actually left a comment and said, oh, this is nice that you did the long form react. And, I'm glad you liked it. It's sad that it's just so frustrating to do it. And if this had happened at a time when there wasn't so many other game releases, maybe it wouldn't have been a big deal. Like, if this happened in the middle of summer or whatever and there's nothing going on, okay, big deal, it's one stream away. But I'm feeling it. Like, every stream I'm taking away from doing gameplay for you guys, it's just setting me back further. And we're in a situation where I think I'm going to end up having to drop games. And I don't want to, but how am I supposed to play Street Fighter 6, which takes an insane amount of time investment, as you guys are now seeing 1 week in, right? In 1 week, see how many streams of Street Fighter 6 I've done? And I've only played with 1/3 of the cast, and I haven't even done World Tour mode yet. You understand? I think now people are starting to get it. Oh, shit. Yeah, fighting games really are an insane time investment. Yeah, they are, okay? And then we've got Diablo 4, which I've only played twice, 4 hours, which people are clamoring for more. And then we got Zelda, which has been on hold for a week, and I played 30 hours, and it's not getting 0 time, right? Now in a week and a half, I'm supposed to play Final Fantasy 16. Oh, by the way, now I'm supposed to be taking streams away to do live reacts? Like, what the hell, man? So, in this regard, I think we have to kind of in reality think about all this stuff. And the only conclusion I can really come to right now is that the live react stuff is just not worth it. When it means taking away from the gameplay I need to do to continue to do my job, and when it means that shit can just be blocked or taken away, work that I do, just on a whim because of bullshit copyright nonsense on YouTube, I just don't see the point. I think what I'm going to do is, if there is an event, which there's events coming up. There's Microsoft, there's Starfield, there's Capcom, there's Ubisoft. All these events are happening. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best to get caught up on all of those events, offline, and then essentially talk about them here on the podcast. Now, what I might do is I might do a video or two specifically for DSP Reacts as like a recap reactions roundup, okay? Where after the fact, I'll do a couple extra videos for the channel talking about all those topics, okay? So I'm seriously considering doing this. So this week, I'm streaming all the way through Wednesday, okay? Thursday is my day off of this coming week. So what I think I might do, since I know you guys want my opinions on this stuff, is I might take some time off streams to sit down and watch some of these presentations and take some notes, all right? And then do a video or two of like my recap reactions of Microsoft, Starfield, or my opinions on the Starfield after the presentation, Capcom, Ubisoft. Maybe I'll do 1 or 2 videos that'll be special videos just for DSP Reacts that I'll release this week to give you my opinions on these digital events, okay? That's what I'm thinking. I don't want to take any more time away from gameplay, especially when it's a sacrifice of stuff I need to be making progress on, and then I can't watch it anyway. So I think that's the best way to handle this, all right? And I know some people were looking forward because this Sunday I said I was going to do the Xbox and the Starfield live react. Fuck that. I mean, I don't think it could be more of a waste of time at this point. I think it's going to be 2 hours of garbage with like 20 minutes of meaningful stuff, and we'll just talk about it when it happens and or right after. I'm not going to waste time doing that live. I need to have a gameplay stream on Sunday. I do. I really need to have a gameplay stream on Sunday. Okay? So, yeah, there you go. All right? So let's talk now because this is going to change the schedule. All right? Let's talk. So today, we are playing with Zangief in Street Fighter 6. And by the way, we're going to talk about Street Fighter 6 in a second. My updated win-loss records, because I have them now and everything. I'm going to talk about my experiences. I'm moving forward in the game. All right. Okay. So, Street Fighter 6 Zangief today. A lot of people have been anticipating Zangief. Zangief is a character that I've used in every major Street Fighter game I've ever played. I like grapplers. And he seems to be incredibly unique in this one. Very, very high priority throws. And great range. Counter hits. Very high priority normals. Very tricky things. Okay? So, that's cool. And I'm interested to see how he plays. I don't think he has tons of combos. He has 1 or 2, But basically, a lot of the stuff leads to setups. Setups for a throw. Setups for a reversal. Setups for a trap, right? And so that's what we're going to try to focus on today. And we're going to try to figure out how to use it. All right? I'm excited. Will I do well or not online? I don't know. Keep in mind the rankings reset with every new character you use. So it's starting from scratch. And we'll see together how I do. And go from there. I do know there's some distinct changes to his style. In fact, Abdullah just said it in the chat. He says he has no green hand. Right. Ever since Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, he's had a move where his hand glows and he can absorb fireballs. He doesn't have that in this one. But he seems to have some other interesting tools. Plus, everyone has a parry anyway. So I would say fireballs aren't as big of a problem in this one. So let's see. All right, let's see what happens today as I play with Zangief. All right, I'm excited. Hopefully I do well. It'd be great if I go on a tear. We actually have memes. I want to give people the gift of Geef. I want to give them the Zangief, right? These are things we've said over the years as I play Street Fighter. So let's see how it goes today. I hope that I do well, and perhaps I can rack up some wins with him. Maybe I'll suck ass. I don't know, but I'd like to try, okay? Okay, not try to suck ass. I'd like to try to actually win with Zangief is what I meant to say. Okay, later tonight on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. It's the continuation of Diablo 4. It's my third stream. And we're going to continue on. If you remember, we were in a region we were exploring. We did some optional dungeon crawling. We're going to probably head towards the story today. People are saying there was a critical mission for the sorcerer class in the first town. I swear I was in the first town and it didn't show any mission indicators. Maybe I'm missing it. So, hey, if you guys can help me tonight, come by and chill. By the way, that absolutely is the chill stream. You know what I'm saying? That absolutely, positively is a chill stream of interaction and fun, as opposed to Street Fighter 6, where I have to be super hyper-focused on the game, and I can't really talk with you guys. Diablo is the opposite. Diablo is definitely a stream where we can interact and have a fun time together while I play the game and I grind through all the combat and everything, right? So, that's going to be tonight's late stream. Tomorrow, Saturday, it's my weekly React show, DSP versus the Internet. So, number one, I'll just say this up front. If you're a member on DSP Reacts, now is the time you must post up your videos for tomorrow's show by the end of today's streams. If you post after tonight's late stream, you are not going to get your video watched on the show. I'm just going to lay down the law. That's the cutoff. You have to do, because right after my late stream tonight, I go over to the channel and I make the playlist for tomorrow's show. So you can't be submitting those videos super duper late. Okay? Now, we're doing something different this week for DSP versus the Internet, and I'm very curious to see how the show works out. It's kind of an experiment. This week, we're doing random select. So the first thing we're going to do is for ultra members of the channel, those who have the highest paid memberships, we're going to watch their videos first from a separate playlist. And I'm excited to see what they've come up with this week. They always come up with a good variety of stuff. But then we're going to go to the standard member submissions where everyone's kind of competing to get their video watched. And I'm going to make a playlist and literally hit shuffle here on my app. I'm going to sync the app with my TV, and we're going to watch in random order. I will have no idea what's coming. And we're just going to see what happens. And the thing is, because it's going to be random order, random select, it's going to allow everyone to have equal footing and everyone to have an equal chance to have their video watched. Up to this point, since it's been first come, first serve, essentially the same people every week were rushing to get their videos nominated. And basically people were upset because they're like, man, I'm a member and I never get my video watched. So this week should be different. Hopefully, right? We'll see what happens this week. I'm very excited because this is your idea. And I'm hoping that this will result in bigger variety and people who've never had their videos watched get watched and be happy about it. You know what I mean? And if it goes well, then likely what will happen is people will want to be a part of that process and become a member, as opposed to, you know, there was a lot of members on the channel and then it dwindled because people were like, my videos aren't getting watched. You see? So let's see what happens. I'm very curious about tomorrow's show. Will it turn out better, worse, equal? We're going to see live. I'm hoping better. I hope that we get a better variety of videos and better content, and the show is better for everyone, and then more people are enticed to say, hey, I want to be a part of that show, and now that it's fair, let me take part in it. Okay? So that's tomorrow's first stream. Then, tomorrow night, we're going to be doing Zelda. Yes, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom for the first time in over a week on Saturday night's late stream. So, sorry. So, that should be fun. I liked Zelda a lot, and we haven't played it in over a week. I remember we had just arrived at the Goron town, and we're going to do the quest lines there and hopefully open up the new dungeon, right? So, that's what we'll be doing tomorrow night on Zelda. Now, since we just had a lengthy discussion about the live React content, and sadly how it's not really working, especially now with how busy I am with games, that means on Sunday, I'm doing a gameplay stream. And it's going to be more Street Fighter 6, and I'm going to pick a new character. All right, so Zangief today, another new character on Sunday. Who will it be? I'll tell you this. It's going to be one of the new characters. It's either going to be Marisa or Mana, whatever the hell her name is. We're going to pick one of those two characters and try them out in the game. All right? Because my goal to now play with all the new characters, we played with two. I really like Lily, but I'm curious if I'm going to like the other two. Okay? So, who will it be? I don't know. I'd like your opinions. Would you prefer Marisa? Would you prefer Mana? Who would you like on Sunday? Let me know. Share your thoughts over the next couple of days, and we'll see what we can figure out. Okay? Then, there is no late stream on Sunday night because I need to film private reacts for my viewers. All right? So, there you have it. Now, Monday. I'm strongly considering on Monday, the main gameplay stream, we should finally check out the World Tour mode in Street Fighter 6. It's now been, over a week the game's been out. People have wanted to see how this World Tour mode is. And so I am strongly considering doing World Tour mode for the first time. I think it would make sense to do so. Oh, by the way, I was wondering why the stream was so delayed. Because it's on normal latency. Yeah. Basically, my stream settings are not saving. Pfft. You guys are way delayed. And I was like, I wonder why you guys are so delayed. And the reason you're so delayed is because it's on normal latency and it's not unlisting my replays. Basically, YouTube has a bug now where it's not saving stream settings. Yeah, because my streams, I always set it up for ultra low latency, and I always set it up for unlist the stream replay once the stream ends. And I've been noticing recently it wasn't doing it. And the reason is because all the settings are wrong. It's all screwed up. Wow, that's really stupid. Sadly, I don't think I can fix it. Since I'm broadcasting, I don't think I can fix it. I think the only way I can fix it is to completely end the stream and start over. So, because I was wondering, I'm talking here, and I look down, and you guys are talking about stuff I said 30 seconds ago, and I'm like, why are they so behind? And I realized because the stream is super delayed. Because YouTube settings aren't saving. How stupid, right? So I apologize for that, guys. It looks like there's going to be some delay between stuff you see today and when it's happening. The only thing I have to do is remake the stream completely, which I don't think we should do. You guys are already here. We already have over 400 viewers, so I guess we'll stick with it. Sorry about that. I guess I'm going to have to keep an eye on this to see why it's doing this. It's never done this before. How weird. That is really weird. Anyway. So, that makes sense. So, Monday, I think we're finally going to start World Tour mode in Street Fighter 6. We're going to give it a shot. My created avatar from the beta will be imported into the game. Of course, we got to do the intro segment over again. But then we're going to be essentially doing some nice beat-up stuff, right? And beat people up in the streets and level up the character and see what silly special moves we can give my avatar and go from there. So about 3 hours of World Tour mode. We'll give it a first shot on Monday's stream. Monday night, we will do more Diablo. And then Tuesday will be more Street Fighter 6. What will it be? Well, we could use a new character. Or I could take a stream and split between Zangief and whatever new character it is that I used on Sunday. And do a second multiplayer session with each of them. And then Tuesday night, we'll probably do more Zelda. And then Wednesday, yes, more Street Fighter. And again, what will it be? Will it be World Tour? Will it be a new character? I'll probably leave it in your hands to kind of get your feedback on that. And then Wednesday night will probably be more Diablo. Okay? And that's the streaming week for me. Now, next week will be a huge focus on progress in all of the games. There will not be any streams away or anything like that next week. No React events. Nothing like that at all. I'll be very focused on getting as far as I can in all of the, the games that I'm playing before the release of Final Fantasy 16. When Final Fantasy 16 comes out, then the daytime streams will be balanced between Street Fighter 6 and Final Fantasy 16, and the night streams will be balanced between Diablo and Zelda. But I am nervous that that's going to be too many games to juggle at once. I am. All right? Good news is, there's really no other high-profile games coming out for a while. I think the next major new releases I'm interested in playing come out in, July. Okay? So, we'll see how it goes. We'll play it by ear. But I'm hoping for the best. Wow. If you're wondering why I'm reacting like this, okay? So, just listen to this. You ready? So, last week I did DSP versus the internet. It was on Sunday, remember? Usually it's on Saturday, but it was on Sunday. One of the videos on YouTube was flagged possibly unfit for advertisers. The moment I uploaded it on Sunday, I submitted it for review and said, no, it definitely should be viewable by, or suitable for all advertisers. There's nothing wrong with the video. Just now, almost a whole week later, they just said the video's okay for ads. It's a fucking week later. Why do I care? It took them a fucking week to get to the video. YouTube is something else, man. You can work. You could put in work and upload your work, and it takes them a lazy-ass week to look at it, even though they erroneously flag it with AI. Their bullshit formula algorithm runs and says, oh, that's not suitable for advertisers. Yes, it is. There's nothing bad in that video. Review it and put ads on it. Okay, we'll do that a week later. Well, everyone already watched the fucking video. Seriously, this is how YouTube operates. It's like a joke. But that's what I mean. You see me, I get a notification like that. I'm like, oh my God. If anything, guys, here's the truth. The one reason why I have survived all of these years is because I put out so much content. If I did not put out so much content, I'd be dead in the water. Take a look at these YouTubers who only put out like one video a week. A big video, edited and everything, right? But that's what they do. Like, you're dead. You upload that video and it gets unsuitable for ads, you're completely dead. You can't make any money. You can't have a business like that. It's a joke. Thank God. Really thank God that I've diversified myself to the point where I'm making so much content between gameplay and vlogging and other things that these videos can get demonetized and it doesn't kill me. Because I could imagine someone working their ass off building up this great business and they die because YouTube is such an inefficient system, right? It's so bloated. Anyway, I digress. So, the rest of this month will be Street Fighter 6 and Final Fantasy 16 on daytime streams, Diablo and Zelda on late streams. And that's really what I'm planning to do for the rest of the month, okay? Yes, it's official. I'm still not doing Ask the King. Ask the King was going to be last month, then it was going to be this month. We'll save it for the summer when it's slow. Right now, we got so much shit going on, there's no reason to do an episode of Ask the King. That's insane, right? Trust me. We've got enough. We've got enough going on here that's very busy and everything. We don't need to be worrying about Ask the King or anything like that. The one other thing we should talk about, because now we're really getting into the meat of June, is the special summer event that I'd like to do that first weekend of July. I think it would be Sunday, July 2nd. We haven't even thought of a name for it yet. Should we call it DSP's Summertime Bash, DSP's Beach Bash, DSP's Gaming Summerfest, DSP's Bouncing Bubble Bash? What should we call it? We have to think about this, okay? Let's all think about a name for what this event will be. It will be held the first weekend of July. It'll be a marathon, all right? It's going to be a variety of content. I get the feeling now Street Fighter 6 is so popular, you guys will probably want me to do a little bit of Street Fighter 6 multiplayer during that event. But we'll do other gaming as well, depending on what you guys want. We'll do some tier maker stuff. We'll do some food. My wife will probably look up some recipes of like summertime American recipes. I'll try a few kinds of food during the event as well. It's going to be very similar to the event that we did for the Fight and Feast, only it won't be purely Street Fighter related. We'll have other stuff going on as well, okay? So, it's going to be a fun event. The Bouncing Bubble Bonanza, says Big Papa Phil. Now, that's an interesting one. Bouncing Bubble Bonanza. Yeah, but anyway, let's start talking about this because now we're kind of past the initial first week of June. We can start planning for this and get it hyped and get, stuff promotionally going for it. And start, planning out exactly what we want to do during that day. I'm excited. I like the marathon events. I know you guys do too. So that's coming up the first weekend of July, okay? So now we have some perspective on everything going on. Like I said, what I will likely do this week, I will try to get caught up on whatever happens at the Xbox event, the Starfield event, the Capcom event, the Ubisoft event, and anything else that happens. And I'll probably do a recap reactions video specifically made for on-demand viewers over on DSP Reacts, and that'll be a video viewable over there so that if anyone is interested on my opinions and just my opinions on that stuff, you can watch it in one digestible video. That way I'm not doing live reaction taking away from the gameplay. Okay? Fair enough? Okay. My next segment, I'd like to talk about Street Fighter 6 performance because it's been a wild ride trying to get back into competitive Street Fighter. It really has, okay? And I want to say thank you to those who've been enjoying the content for 1 week now. The game's been out, and I've played a ton of it. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. I really am. Now, I'm not great at the game, but I'm also not horrible, which is good. It's good that I'm getting wins and stuff. I want to say thanks to those who are supporting the streams, and thanks to those who are helping me, because there's been a distinct amount of people coming and trying to give me tips on how to play with certain characters and the like, and I'm really enjoying that. It's helping a ton. It really is. So thank you to those who are helping out. Now, what I like to do is talk about the different characters that I've used and how I've done with them, okay? So, the first character I even picked in the game was Blanca. When I started, alright, that first session, I didn't know really what I was doing, and I did my placement matches, and they put me into the gold ranking. that first session, I got 34 wins and 18 losses. We're talking now overall matches. We're not talking rounds. We're talking overall matches, okay? So I actually won about twice as much as I lost. Keep in mind, that was my very first session, so I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just trying to learn, but so was everyone else. It's not like I was dominating. It was everyone was kind of flubbing about, and I was using a lot of normal fundamentals to get wins. My second session that I played with him, I was still in gold ranking, but I got up to 5 stars, and I had 14 wins and 10 losses. So a little more even as the competition was getting better. My third session with him, all right, which was the most recent one yesterday, right? I hit platinum rank finally with Blanca, okay? And I got 15 wins and 12 losses. So every time I've played with Blanca, I've won more than I've lost, but it's kind of close, all right? What do I think about Blanca in Street Fighter 6? I like him. He's definitely a variety character, but unlike a lot of other characters who have a lot of really high priority normals and things that can lead to high combo ability, I'm not really seeing that with Blanca. It looks like the best combos you can really do with Blanca are canceling his electricity into his level 2 super and then juggling with the Blanca ball back and forth, which I haven't even figured out how to do yet. I would have to go into training mode and practice that a little bit. I can get to that point, and then I don't know the timing to get the Blanca ball to combo and do the combo, so I always drop it. What he does excel at is tricking people, right? Doing different speeds of Blanca ball to land in front of the opponent, and now you have setups where you can throw, or you can do a combo, or you can hop to the other side and throw, or mix up with a hit. And I definitely like the character's design, but there's a couple of things that are a little weird to me. Like, for example, he has a little Blanca-chan. I really haven't figured out how to implement it. I'm trying, but half the time I try to use it, it seems like the enemies just go right through it. Like, I was playing a Manon, and I use Blanca-chan, and I walk forward. And I'm thinking, this is safe, because the Blanca-chan's right in front of me. If they try to hit me, it's going to hit them. Oh, no. Manon just went right through it, started attacking, and went right through it and grabbed me and slammed me. I was like, wait, what? The whole point of me using it is like a barrier. So why use it if it's not going to work, if they could pass right through it? And she did. She literally passed right through it. So it seems like it's not necessarily foolproof. You know what I'm saying? It seems like we're in a situation where maybe there are setups that it's good, you could trick the opponent, but you'd have to really practice to figure out what's safe and what's not, and what works and what's not. Some other things about the character, I'll definitely say, like, how can I say? I feel like the mix-ups are good, but they're kind of gimmicky. And once you're someone who's fought Blanca a while, you're going to figure out the ways to get around it. Like, a lot of his setups are tricking someone to get thrown, right? And there's multiple ways. He has a command throw, and he has regular throws. But I think, like, once you play more with Blanca and more people learn Blanca, I don't think he's going to be as good. I think right now he's good because the game just started and people are just learning. But he does seem that kind of gimmick-style character that, yes, once you get into it, you can absolutely start doing well, but if people know everything about it, then he's going to get outplayed all the time. Maybe I'm wrong, but especially, you know what's really going to be the key? Parrying. Because I think what's going to happen is people are going to start parrying all of his Blanca ball attempts, and once you start parrying every Blanca ball, now he's going to be open all the time. So I think that's going to be the key. Like, you're going to see at high levels, people are going to take these slower characters and start parrying everything they're doing, and they're not going to be as effective, all right? But overall, more wins than losses. Overall, my win-loss record with Blanca currently, 63 wins, 40 losses, and I'm at Platinum 1-star rank, 61% win ratio. That's good. That's good stuff. The second character I ever played with was JP. Now, I only used him once, and they put me into Silver. By the time I was done with that session, I was in Platinum. So I won so much. I won 32 wins and 13 losses, a 71% win ratio for JP. And he's actually, if you can believe it, that's my winningest character. And I never went back and played with him again. You might say, well, why? It's not that I don't like him. And the thing is, I probably will go back and play with him again eventually. But I don't know. Like, a character that's based solely on trying to keep you away as much as possible. And yes, he has mix-ups. The shadow things that come out could be overheads or standard hits or anti-airs or grabs. And it's kind of nice that have that variety. And he does have some high combo ability as well. I don't know. There was something about him he didn't really, like, click with me for some reason. I think I will play with him more, though, and give him more of a chance later on. But for now, I kind of put him on the shelf after that one session. I did really well with him, but I never really went back. Okay? Then the next character I tried was E Honda. Okay, E Honda. I played so well in my placement matches. I think I won them all. That I got into diamond rank. Diamond rank. All right, and this definitely was a curse because once I got into diamond rank, I basically could barely win. Right? So what ended up happening was I was learning, and I'm in diamond, and everyone's whooping my ass. And I'm like, well, I'm going to do my best to hang. And I did. But I lost more than I won. I had 29 wins and 31 losses. So only a 48% win ratio. Okay? So actually my first losing ratio. But for the fact that it was my first time playing, and I was in diamond with people who were actually doing insane combos and stuff, it was pretty crazy that I did as well as I did. But I kind of feel like getting those early wins in placement kind of screwed me over. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we'll see if I go back. I want to play him again. I've seen other people now doing these hit strings with him, where essentially what it looks like is his standing medium punch is a super safe move, and after that you can immediately cancel into the meter burn push, like he has the walk, the sumo walk, and it seems safe. So you could just do this, and it takes big chunks off of drive meter, and it looks like people can do these lockdowns, and locking into like frame traps that are kind of interesting. And I would like to try that because now I've seen more people do it. I wasn't doing it because I didn't know you could do that when I first used him. So I think eventually I will go back to Honda and try him again. Okay, but as for now, that's it. I'm still in diamond rank, but I have more losses than wins with Honda. Okay. By the way, Show Ryugen says his main is Marisa. I think you'll like her if you like high damage combos and plus frames. We'll see. Dude, whatever that punch combo is she has for mid-range, I don't know if it's medium punches or whatever, it seems to stuff everything. Like, every character I'm facing against her or using against her, every move I try to do for mid-range, she's just like punch, 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 oh, into a big combo. Like, it beats everything. So whatever that is, I got to utilize that when I use her. Anyway, the next character that I used was Lily. Now, Lily at first threw me for a loop. And the reason Lily threw me for a loop is because I thought she played like T-Hawk or Thunderhawk. She does not play like T-Hawk or Thunderhawk at all. She's very different. Even though she's supposed to be trained by him and the same tribe as him, her move properties are dramatically different. At first, I didn't get the character, and admittedly, I was frustrated. But once I played more with her, it clicked. And I was like, dude, I kind of want to play more with her now. So my first session with her, I was gold ranking, only gold 1 star. I broke even. I actually got 21 wins and 21 losses, okay? But then I wanted to play more with her after having faced off against other Lilies and seeing some strategies they had. So I was in gold, and I got 18 wins and 7 losses. So a 72% win ratio that second time that I played with her. And that propelled me from gold to platinum. And then when I played with her yesterday for another hour, I got 14 wins and 8 losses, 64% win ratio, and that kept me at platinum rank. So overall, 53 wins, 36 losses with Lily, 60% win ratio. So the characters that I'm kind of going back to and playing more with, I seem to be doing better with overall because I'm learning them better and getting better matchup knowledge, you see? Lily I like. She's got some interesting tools. She's got good normals from mid-range. She's got a decent combo with low jab hit confirm into the meter burn version of, well, I say meter burn, but it's OD version of her Condor Rush move. Does good damage. She's got big setups into 360, and you can do regular 360 grab or EX grab, which does tons of counter hit damage. The only problem I have with her, she doesn't have great combos at all. She has just okay kind of mid combos, but nothing amazing that does insane damage. And also, she doesn't really have a great reversal. Her reversal is level 2 super, which isn't good. It would be great if she had a better reversal, but she doesn't, which sucks. So I do like the character a lot, and I'm going to use her more. I'm actually getting better with her the more I play. I'm learning more setups. What I'm doing now is learning, like, when you do the Condor Rush, right, and you land next to them, you have all these options. You could do 360 throw. You could do low jab, hit confirm into a combo. You could bait a jump because they think you're going to throw, and if they jump, then you can do anti-air rising condor, which I think they call Tomahawk Buster in this. I don't know why. I thought it was Rising Condor. I guess they changed the name of it. But, but anyway, she seems pretty good now that I'm playing more with her. I don't know if she'll be better than mid-tier, but I like the character design. So I'm going to continue to use her, okay? The next character that I used was DJ. By far, this was the biggest fail. DJ plays absolutely positively nothing at all like he ever did in a previous game. Certainly not Super Turbo, and not even Street Fighter 4. He's a completely new character in this game. And he's incredibly execution heavy, which I didn't have that first session that I used him, and I got massively outplayed. He is the worst I did with any character. Just listen to this. Only 19 wins, 31 losses. I started in Platinum, ended in Platinum. 38% win-loss ratio. Terrible. Absolutely, positively terrible gameplay. I didn't do good at all. I was dropping moves and combos. Everything was an epic fail. So would I ever go back to DJ? Maybe. But honestly, I didn't really like how he played in this. I think I like other characters a lot better. It's sad because he used to be one of my mains in Super Turbo, but they changed him so much that it's like starting from scratch, and I don't really like what I saw. Okay? Just being honest, like some of my basic tools that I use with him. Low heavy punch, which used to be this big counter hit elbow. It would feel so good when you landed a counter hit. Stuff in the enemy. They took it out. It's not in it. Okay. And then last but certainly not least, Dalsim, who I would say out of all the characters I've played with, Dalsim is the toughest to use. He is very, very execution intensive. You need to know tricks to win with this guy, and you need to have great mix-ups and execution. You know what I'm saying? He's fun, but at the same time, he has weaknesses. His weakness is if anyone keeps rushing him down, he has a hard time getting you off of him. He does. He has no true reversal besides level 3 super. So having no true reversal, he can't really get people away from him very effectively. You gotta wait for a mistake, or you gotta try to counter, like parry or counter, what is that, drive counter? You gotta try to get him off you in that way, and it's very tough. Once you get them mid to long range, though, now you're essentially creating your game. You start throwing out the bouncing fireballs, you start floating around and doing the fierce punch, that's really high priority in this game, or you start teleporting behind, you're doing mix-up combos, level 2 super is really good and does high damage with mix-ups. So basically, I like the character a lot, but this character is someone I'm going to get more and more adjusted to the more I play with him, as I start to feel more comfortable with matchups, and I start to feel better with mix-up attempts and things. I like him a lot. I think, honestly, if you want to know the truth, out of all the characters, I think I like Dalsim the most so far. Which is weird, because that's really not my style. But I think it maybe will be my style in Street Fighter 6. I don't know. But Dalsim so far is my favorite character out of all the ones I've played. So let's talk about performance. The first time I played him, I was in gold. Only gold 1 star. 26 wins, 30 losses. I lost more than I won. But you want to talk about a turnaround. I started learning strategies and mix-ups, and listen to this. The second session, I went from gold to platinum, 19 wins, only 6 losses. I was kicking ass that second session. Now, yesterday I played with him again, and I got 18 wins and 17 losses, so I pretty much broke even. I did remain in platinum. Overall, 63 wins, 53 losses, 54% win-loss ratio. So if you actually look at all the win-loss ratios, the best by far is JP, then the second best is Blanca by 1%, then it's Lily, and then it's Dalsim. Honda and DJ were epic fails so far. Okay? So my favorite character is Dalsim, but I really like Lily as well. Blanca is fun, but I do feel like he's going to be more limited, but I will continue to use him. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with the Geefster today. Right? Geef, very unique in this game. He's very different from how he's been in other games. Looks like he's very much heavily focused on getting a one-hit or counter-hit into throw setup. His throws are incredibly damaging in this game, too. Like, really damaging. So I guess we're going to see how it goes today. Okay. So, guys, that's Street Fighter 6 in a nutshell so far. Now what I'd like to do is do some shout-outs for you guys, and then we'll do some Q&A. So let's get the shout-outs. We start off with Joel, who did a super chat this morning. Thank you to Joel for the super chat. That's the one YouTube side contribution we have so far today. So thank you for that, Joel. Then we've got some tips that have come in. So we had an overnight tip that came in from Game Trekker. $29.99 tip, but I'll count it as a 30. However, he wants the $29.99 animation because he wants to see the Street Fighter animation. There we go. Thank you, Game Trekker. Let's get him up on the leaderboard and see what he has to say this morning. Okay. By the way, it's already over 80 degrees in my office, so I guess it's air conditioner time. I was trying to avoid it because it's actually cool outside today, but this office gets really stuffy, and especially when I'm playing Street Fighter, I need air conditioning. Okay. So Game Checker says the following. Russian wrestling is always #1. Been looking forward to this. I actually don't know a ton about Geef yet in Street Fighter 6, but I can say one thing. He seems to be put quite a ways away from his opponent after landing any spinning pile driver. If he wants to quickly continue his offense after that, the solution generally seems to be immediately drive rush to run back in. So how do you do drive rush? Parry input, but tap forward twice, and you go from parry into the green dashing animation. He says, remember, any normal use during a drive rush, i.e. when you're still glowing green, will get extra frame advantage, allowing for links not possible otherwise. On a different subject, have you mentioned the Google Doc I emailed you? That's where I'm reading the statistics from. He says, counting your match wins and losses is actually fairly quick to do, and in my opinion, more telling than counting individual rounds or full sets, especially because some opponents quit before a full set can be completed. It's my hope that you will be able to get good use out of this doc moving forward. Yes, and if you continue to maintain it, absolutely. This will be a very important document, I feel. One other thing I would like to see is overall wins and losses, because right now, we got 63, 50, 60, so that's like 170. That's 200. Right now, I'm around 250 total wins, I believe. It's kind of like the climb to 1,000, right? I feel like the climb to 1,000 wins is something cool to aspire to. And to see, you know, where will I get my 1,000th win, right? Like, who will it be against? What character will I be using? It's kind of epic and kind of exciting to build towards that. So right now, we're about a quarter of the way there. I wonder how long it'll take to get to 1,000 wins, right? Pretty cool. So thank you, Game Tracker, very, very much. For the tip. I appreciate that. Oh, I know. Swagonito says electronics can raise the degrees in your office 20 to 30 degrees. I know. Outside today, just to give you guys some perspective, outside it is currently 55 degrees. It said on my air conditioner that has a thermostat on it that it was 82 degrees in here. So there you go. It's outside, it's rainy and cloudy. Inside, it's 80 degrees in my office, so I need the air conditioner. It is what it is. Okay. I received another $6 tip, and indeed, this one is from Game Tracker again. Thank you, Game Tracker. I wonder if Game Tracker will be by today to watch me play some later. He was able to stop by the first stream yesterday for a little bit. So he says the following. Okay, let's talk about Dalsim. The Google Doc I made lists your ranking wins and losses. I don't need to repeat them here. It's interesting. Based on the high-level play I've seen with him, he's not really a zoner in this one when optimized. He still has potent zoning tools, of course, but a player that he's been watching called Mr. Crimson, don't know who that is, but great, seems to be playing him as more of a pressure and mix-up character, oftentimes straight up walking towards his opponents to keep them blocking limbs and fireballs till he can get a knockdown. At that point, he'll launch an arching fireball to teleport around for mix-ups and combo of confirms. I've seen you excel with characters that can surprise opponents and keep them guessing. Makes sense you've been using so much of the trickery style play with Dalsim yourself. He really suffers when he gets knocked down and cornered, which is what I was just saying. He has no true reversal besides level 3 super. So having no true reversal really makes it that he gets kind of locked down if he gets grounded. But outside of that, he can really stay on his game and, you know, get everyone mixed up, which is great. So thank you very much, Game Checker. Okay. I received another tip. Hotel Dude tipped me $2.74. Thank you, Hotel Dude. Let's get down on the leaderboard. Cool. Okay, and Hotel Dude says he's been watching old episodes of Cops, and also a show called Intervention. I'm wondering if you watch any reality TV. Given that you live in Seattle, you ever see a lot of addicts and miscreants on the streets? Yeah, we see our fair share of people in the streets. It's sad. It's really sad. I mean, I wonder what the cause of it is. I really do. But at the same time, you know, I'm not a political guy. This is not a political stream. So we're not going to get into that stuff. But I have watched reality TV over the years. I actually used to watch Cops back in the day with my parents. We used to watch it actually together back in the 90s. But I don't really watch much today, these days. So nothing too recent, no. Okay. All right. We've gotten through all the tips. We've gotten through the YouTube side contributions. So what I would say now is, guys, if you would like to ask me a question, tag me in the chat, and let's do a little bit of Q&A for, you know, the rest of the show. However, understand my answers are going to be a little slow because it's not set to have the ultra low latency. It's on normal latency today. So it's going to be delayed. I have to wait a while to even see your questions come through, which is really stupid that YouTube did that. I don't know. Every time I set up a stream, I literally set it up to have it unlisted when the stream's done and ultra low latency without fail. And then I've noticed the last week, all of a sudden, half the time it's not doing it. I think it's not saving my settings. Swagonito says, doesn't Seattle have bad homeless issues? I know it does. I have seen some around here, but I don't live in Seattle. I live in the suburbs. I think Seattle itself is way worse than the suburbs. Jade says, UW for ghost? What do you mean UW for ghost? Jay, I don't know what you mean. Thank you for telling me the ghost wasn't on, by the way. Fiat Multipla says, how do you cook your steak? If I were to cook a steak, I would try to do medium or medium rare. Has to have a warm pink center or maybe even a little bit on the bloodier side for me. Happy Friday to you, Mango Ice Cream. No Sleep Real Vibe says, I'm having a stressful day. Your streams make my day better. I'm glad to hear that, although you're about to get stressed out as I give people the gift of geef. Okay. Why do I mispronunciate the T's in every word? It's mispronunciation, not intelligent. Huh? I don't know. Do you recommend the Ultimate Edition for Street Fighter 6? Well, here's the thing. What did the Ultimate Edition give me? It gave me the first whole season of DLC. Great, right? That's excellent. I like that. It gave me a few pre-order colors, okay? And it gave me a bunch of the credits. I used the credits to buy a couple colors for characters. Great. And that's it. Like, that's literally it. Yeah, it kind of feels like a ripoff. I'm going to be honest. It feels like those credits aren't really worth much. And it feels like the Ultimate Edition isn't worth it. I think the Deluxe Edition, to get the Season 1 content, is good. But that Deluxe Edition kind of feels like I got a little ripped off there. That, you know, I thought the tickets they give you could be used to buy all the outfits. No, you still have to drop money to do that. So that's pretty stupid. They weren't clear when the game was coming out what you were actually getting with each edition. Like, you thought, everyone thought the tickets would buy everything. They don't. Which is really, it's kind of like a bait and switch in my opinion. And they do that with every goddamn game. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, hold on. I want to turn off my fan. Oh. Phew. If I'm going to have the air conditioner on, I'm going to turn off the fan. Radical Jaws. Re-upped his membership for 7 months as best beginner-friendly character you've played. Ugh. Man, beginner-friendly? I don't think I've used any beginner-friendly characters. Maybe Honda? Maybe Blanca or Honda. A lot of the characters I've used were very complex. You know, DJ and Dalsim are the most complex for sure. Lily isn't good unless you know tricks and setups, which isn't beginner-friendly. So, probably Blanca and Honda out of the characters I've used, but maybe I haven't used a beginner-friendly character yet. I don't know. I got a $2 tip here. From Anso Kamaru. Says, I'm almost at gold with Cammy in Street Fighter 6. It's crazy, considering I never really clicked with her in the past. I guess being older helps. I'm also getting pretty good with Lily. You're right that she doesn't have super useful reversals, but baiting enemies and hitting them with monster damage is wild. Fighting JP is terrifying. My only plan is to stay in his face and not let him breathe, otherwise it's all over. There you go. Thank you very much, Anso Kamaru. I'm glad to hear you're doing good with Cammy. One of the characters I haven't used yet. Definitely one of the ones I'm going to be trying. She seems to have very high combo ability. She seems to have very high priority normals. I've noticed her jab beats almost everything and combos into itself for giant combos, as well as standing medium kick seems to beat like a lot of stuff at mid-range. So I'm going to try her eventually, for sure. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. UW means you're welcome. I don't know these fancy abbreviations, Jade. I'm sorry. I'm an old man. I'm an old man, 41 years old. I don't understand. He said UW for the ghost. So you're welcome for the ghost because he told me to put the ghost lamp on. I don't even know UW meant you're welcome. I got to get with the times. Willow, no, I've not made my own potato chips. I've seen cooking shows where they show how they're made, which is kind of fascinating, the way that they're fried up and stuff. But no, I've never made my own potato chips. Okay, I'm waiting for more questions. I apologize, I missed a ton. Meme Jishin says, if you came into contact with aliens, what would you say to them? I would say, you ready? I would say, get the hell out of here. These people are fucking crazy, man. They're gonna fucking kill us all. Leave the planet and never come back. That's exactly what I would fucking say. Oh, and I would also say this. Can you take me with you and get me the fuck out of here? Because I would get off this planet with you. Please. Anywhere's better. Okay, Jay Kuma says you try practicing punish counter combos into drive rush cancel. You're guaranteed to get big damage. So what you mean is look for a punish, right? So if they're messing up, right? A thing that'll punish and then drive cancel to extend the combo. Right. I've seen really big combos like that with characters such as Juri, Jamie, Ryu, Ken, right? I've seen some big ones. Zytronagern says, who is your favorite overall Street Fighter character? Man, I don't really have an overall. I'm a guy who likes the oddball characters. You know, the Blankas, the Zangiefs, the Hondas. The ones that play unique and different, they don't fall into an archetype. Like you say, oh, well, Ryu and Ken are Shotos, right? And then you got Guile, who's like the stereotypical charge character. I like ones that are kind of more weirder characters. You know what I mean? They stand out from the bunch. That's always been my favorites. So that's why I'm actually interested to play characters like this Marisa or Mano. I want to see how they're going to play in this because they seem pretty interesting and unique as character classes. And I'm wondering how they're going to play. Spawn Killer did a $2 super chat. Says I made my own sour cream and onion potato chips at one point. Oh, did you? Were they any good? How did you make them? What did you use? Because you have a deep fryer at home or something? I certainly don't have a deep fryer at home. Nor would I want one. I don't think we would, at my age, you need to be eating fried foods too often. I received a $6.66 tip from Swagonito. Have you learned anything from a previous Geef player you've played? A lot of them use Drive Impact and abuses Super Armor for easy 360s. I've definitely seen that. I don't know if I want to do that. Because I feel like doing that, you're basically going to fall into this what everyone expects. You know one thing that I saw yesterday that was interesting? I saw a video. So Geef did a punish counter. It was standing roundhouse. What it did is it counter hit someone who was trying to like jump. And after that, they started, like, wiggling in the air, and he jumped up and did air 360. The two hits of the standing roundhouse and air 360 did, like, 40% damage. And I was like, that's nuts. That's just nuts. You get one counter hit kick into 360, 40+% damage off of an energy bar. That's like, holy shit. I've also seen his standing medium punch, which I think is what it is, seems to combo into itself. You can do 2 to 3 hits off of it, which is really good for mid-range. I've seen that his spinning clothesline is a really good anti-air from what I've seen. So what I need to do is kind of mess around, figure out some like hit strings and tricks to try to lure people into a throw. At the same time, I think a lot of his normals are kind of like floaty and or counter hitty with a lot of super armor properties. So we got to mess with some of that today too. So I've learned a little bit fighting against other Zangiefs, but I think when we go into his guide and everything, we'll learn a little more. Jade says Cammy or Mano soon. Is it Mano? Is that how you say your name, Mano? Cammy or Mano soon? Yeah, probably. Like I said, this Sunday, since I'm no longer doing the live react, it's either going to be Marisa or Mano. I'll think about it, which one we want to do next. My favorite potato chips, these days I kind of like kettle cooked or baked. I don't really like just straight up greasy ass normal potato chips. I also like a sun chip. Those are pretty good. Recently, I've been eating a lot of popcorners because they're much better for you. It's like popcorn in the form of a chip, and it's not fried at all. So I actually like popcorners today. But if I were going to eat a potato chip, I'd probably eat a kettle cooked or a baked, like baked style, baked lays and stuff. Jay Kuma says, if you get your opponent into burnout, you get +4 extra frames of advantage on block, meaning you'll have an easier time getting block strings. Jex Gaming says, me and your chat want to see you live stream the Xbox event. I'm not. So you're in the wrong place. Ansa Kamaru says, how do you think a fight between Guile and JP would go? You know, here's the thing. Guile doesn't really have tools to get him across the screen too quickly, right? But Guile does have crazy sonic booms, right? So as long as he can keep the sonic booms flowing, I wonder if JP would actually have a problem getting around those sonic booms, right? Because JP is he's not as fast, he's slower with his stuff. I actually think Guile might win that one. I do. I think the sonic booms are so fast that I think that Guile might actually win that one. Is it Manon, Mano, or Manamana? I still don't know how to pronounce the name. The game's been out for a week. Spawn Killer did another super chat. He says, I used buttermilk powder, garlic powder, and onion. I fried it in oil in a pan. In a pan? I have never heard of potato chips in a pan before. Interesting. That's a different one. A different take on it. Swagonito says, I'm trying to get healthy. How long did it take you to adjust to your lifestyle changes? Not long. It's called, in reality, it's this simple. If you don't have the things that are bad around you, you can't eat them or drink them. If there's no soda in the house, I can't drink soda, right? If there's no unhealthy food in the house, I have to eat what's here, correct? Right? So if I don't buy greasy potato chips, then I can't eat greasy potato chips, but I can eat popcorners, you see? And that's essentially all I do. When we shop, we buy just what we need for the recipes we want, a few snack foods that are on the healthier side, and that's all I eat. I don't snack between streams or anything. I wake up in the morning, I have breakfast. What do I usually have? A bagel with a little bit of cream cheese, or sometimes I'll have a breakfast burrito if I really want some protein in the morning, one of those little microwave ones, but usually it's a bagel with cream cheese or something like that with a coffee, black coffee. Then we have a dinner, and the dinner, I tell you every day what we have for dinner. I think today we're actually having a soup, a new soup. An Italian gnocchi soup that's going to have chicken sausage, gnocchi pasta, a couple different kinds of vegetables like carrots and stuff like that, in a broth with seasoning. That's our dinner, soup, with some bread. We have Italian bread that we're going to actually cut up and dip in the soup. And then at night, like I said, I'll have like a snack. Sometimes I have hummus with a little bit of bread, or sometimes I'll have a sandwich at night, but it's usually not a crazy sandwich. It's like, you know, a ciabatta bread with a few slices of chicken, you know, and maybe a little bit of a sauce or something. Nothing too crazy. Maybe some popcorners, you know. I'm not eating anything that's greasy. I'm not eating anything that's full of cheese and fat. I'm staying away from all of that. And I've lost a lot of weight. I really have. And I feel good because of that. Like, I used to have bad knees. I used to have back pain. I lost a lot of weight. I mean, I don't know what I weigh because I think my scale's broken. Like I told you guys, I tried to weigh myself like 2-3 weeks ago. And it said I was like 195 pounds, and I was like, I don't think I'm 195. I really don't believe that. Even looking at myself in the mirror, I'm like, dude, I'm definitely over 200. I think the scale's busted. This is an old scale. I'm gonna have to get a new one. But just not having the bad things around means you're not tempted to eat the bad things. You know what I'm saying? Now there is another factor to it, Swagonito. I do have some medical problems. I have to limit my diet. You guys know about the gout. I can't eat a lot of red meat. I can't eat a lot of things that would be unhealthy. So when I let's say I order out the one day a week that I order out with my wife, I usually get something that's chicken, right? Sometimes I'll get like shrimp, but usually it's chicken. Why? Because I need to. If I have too much red meat, I get all kinds of problems in my joints and stuff with swelling and freaking acid crystals. So I have to stay away from some of the stuff that would already be considered more unhealthy anyway. You see what I'm saying? So in that regard, it's kind of been like a forced diet change too. But that really is the key. If the temptation isn't there because it's not available, then you're not gonna do it. You know what I mean? If I had a house that had soda and ice cream and tons of cheese and shit in the house, I'd probably be eating it. But it's not here, and therefore I don't eat it. Like, listen to me. I'm a chocoholic. All right? It's a problem. I love chocolate, and when there's chocolate around, I tend to eat it. Milk chocolate, dark chocolate, peanut butter with chocolate, nuts with chocolate, creamy nougat with chocolate, caramel with chocolate. It's all, I can't stop. If I see chocolate, I eat it, right? So guess what we don't have in the house? And because it's not there, you know what they kind of say, out of sight, out of mind? If it's not there, I don't think about it. I used to crave burgers and steak. since I cut them out of my diet, I don't even think about them. It's rare when I say, oh, I feel like a hamburger or a cheeseburger. Very rare. So, that's what I mean. Those are the things that I've tried to do to change. So, all right. More shout outs. I got a $2 tip here from Ludachristoph. He says, I was able to check your fighting profile. You played 464 matches, overall 258 wins, 206 losses. Good job. I just said that. I said I think I have around 250 wins. So I'm a quarter of the way to getting 1,000 wins. Cool. Thank you, Ludachristoph. I didn't know that was public, but I guess it is. I don't really mind you. I record and broadcast every single match, so you guys know the wins and losses regardless. Thank you, Ludachristoph, for the tip. I received a $1.37 tip from Hotel Dude Again. He says, yes, for the old Cops episodes, I watch them on YouTube. They're better than half the crap on TV these days. Can we get a bad boys, or what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? A bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Well, that was terrible. My voice cracked horribly. Oh, that is not what I wanted. There we go. That was absolutely terrible voice cracking. I'm very sorry for that. Okay. I got a $1 tip from someone saying there was a viral post on Twitter the other day after the Twitch rules from a big content creator. You mean the rule changes? The wording is bad here. There was a viral post on Twitter the other day after Twitch has changed all of their rules. It was from a big content creator and an advisor basically telling everyone, hey, stop pushing people to do membership, subscriptions, cheers, or super chats. Instead, try to push for direct donations of some kind because it gives you more revenue. You've been doing this for years. How does it feel to be ahead of the game? In reality, that's really not the reason that I ever pushed for that, okay? The reason is because when I was going through my whole bankruptcy situation years ago, all right, I needed a lot of immediate funds to pay for stuff. I had no credit. I had no money. And because of that, I was literally living month to month, paycheck to paycheck on tips. If I wasn't making a good amount of tips in a week, I couldn't go grocery shopping that week, right? So the way it worked is I told you guys, hey, if you want to support me the most, tip me. I get those right away. Those are things I can put towards important stuff right now. It wasn't even that I got more of it. That wasn't even the consideration that I get the most percentage out of a tip. It's because I needed the funds immediately to do things, all right? Now, what you're seeing is Twitch become a company that is so hyper-focused on making money off of the people who use it that they've completely fallen into a black hole. They've been sucked into this slippery slope down into a pit, and this pit is going to be hard to climb out of. Because right now, everyone is looking at Twitch in a very negative way because it was exposed this week when they tried to change all of their rules for sponsorships, that all they care about is making money for themselves. They don't care about the creators on their site having a living. They don't care about them being happy or healthy or even operating in a way that they're self-sufficient. All they care about is what they make. And that's been like that forever. But the thing is that it's never really been exposed to the extent that now it's being exposed, okay? The management of Twitch is awful. They run the business horribly. They're very unprofessional with the way they run the business, okay? And I'm not surprised to hear that people essentially have gotten wise to it and are like, why on earth are we saying, hey, pay Twitch, right? Oh, give me your Prime membership, but Twitch makes money off of that, right? Give me your subscription or whatever, right? But Twitch makes money off of that. Give me the cheers are ridiculous over there. The cheers on Twitch are absolutely ridiculous. Do you know how much profit they make on those? For what the streamer makes getting a cheer versus the money that Amazon/Twitch, the profit they're making on the purchase of cheers is insane. It's a giant profit margin. Anytime you're buying those cheers, bits to cheer, they make tons of money. They want you to cheer. Why do you think they started with things like, what was it, the train or whatever it was called, the hype train, right? 1,000,000% because that benefits them, right? But yeah, you know, the thing is, like I said, never was it my intention when I said to people, hey, please tip me. It wasn't, oh, that's because I was trying to screw over Twitch or anything like that. For me, it was very much because of a financial need, a burden of things going on with the bankruptcy proceedings and everything, and me having no money and no credit or anything. It was necessary, okay? Today, be honest, hey guys, contribute however you want. It's all gravy. Everything you do helps this business, helps me, allows me to continue to do what I love, you know? Sometimes there'll be a slow week. I'll let you know if there's something slow in one regard. That could help a little more. But for the most part, whether you want to do a super chat, a super sticker, a membership, a gifted membership for the community, a tip, it's all good. And it helps out everyone. By the way, here on YouTube, I do make more than I did on Twitch overall on stuff. The memberships are cheaper here. Did you know that? The memberships here on YouTube are $1 cheaper than Twitch, but I make the same amount on a membership here that I did on Twitch. So that was a whole $1 that Twitch was pocketing over there for literally nothing. They were making an extra $1 of profit on every sub that they're, basically I get it, and, it's cheaper here. So, there you go. Oh, Gunner, I forgot. People are like, where's the Gunner glasses? You're right. You got to call me out on this stuff, guys. I didn't realize we hit the $50 in tips. I was not paying attention. Thank you. Gunner glasses indeed. Okay. Do I think Elon Musk will buy Twitch? No, because Twitch is owned by Amazon. It's just sad because there was points when Twitch looked like they were really doing all the right things, and they were really going to be competition for YouTube. And then they just, again, it's utter mismanagement. You know what I'm saying? It's utter mismanagement. How do you have people in charge that don't understand the industry, nor the content that's being created, nor understand what's best for their own fucking business? Like, how can you tell me you have a website where all the prominent gamers go to stream, but all the new consoles come out and you have a bitrate limitation that makes it so the quality of gameplay looks like shit? That's the boneheadedest fucking thing ever. They're idiotic over there. All they care about is the money rolling in, which is why do you think they probably prefer the hot tub streams? Because they don't care about the bitrate for the fucking hot tub streams, right? Right? They're idiots. They're scumbags in charge. Why would you want to do business on a site run by fucking idiotic scumbags who don't care about you? Anyway, I received a $5 tip from Big Papa Phil. Has the amount of Street Fighter 6 support surprised you? It seems like you were somewhat cautiously optimistic, but I knew Street Fighter 6 would be huge for your streams because you're being known as an old school fighting game fan. Hold on. I want to get your animation on here. I know I found you through Street Fighter, so anytime you're playing, I'll be here to support. Good luck giving the gift of Geef today. Well, here's the thing. All right, first of all, you have to understand we're only a week in. We're 1 week into Street Fighter 6. So we're still relatively early in. A week into any fighting game is like, you're so early in, you don't know what the meta's going to be yet. You don't know how prominent the game's going to end up being in the long term. You know what I mean? This has been one of the best launch weeks for a fighting game ever. The game has performed incredibly well online. It's been super duper great. It's the best experience I've ever had with a fighting game launch, for sure. We've had almost no lag at all in any match, correct? So it's been outstanding from that regard. I'm very happy with the amount of people who are coming every day to watch me play, whether it's a new character or another online match of a character I'm trying to get better with. I really appreciate that. And yeah, the support's been good. I mean, we've got everything up. Memberships are up. Cheering has been good, and tips have been great. Now, admittedly, some of the support's been coming from the same people. We know that. I mean, let's be honest. Game Tracker, holy shit, every day the guy's coming by, giving me tips on the game and tipping with the tips. That's very, very, very appreciated. I know that's not going to last forever. Ultimately, what will end up happening, okay, is basically this game will become a part of regular rotation. Right now, it's a prominent game being featured because it's hot and new. But eventually, after a few weeks, I know people aren't going to want to see it all the time on day streams. So phase it out, become a night stream. So people have said, will it be Friday night fights? Probably. Why wouldn't it be? Right? Why wouldn't I be doing Friday night fights once a week? Every Friday night we do Street Fighter 6 and I play with the various characters or whatever, right? Absolutely. So that I really feel like as long as the game is good and, you know, stays at this level and has this level of competition, it has this level of online quality, I will likely keep it in the rotation at least a couple times a week for multiplayer. This will be my big multiplayer game. And having fighting games regularly in the rotation is a healthy thing. Especially because guess what? There's a lot more stuff coming. Did you guys know that Tekken 8 has opened up registrations for their online beta, which will take place in July? I have registered for it. I don't know if I'm going to be selected, but I registered for it. Just like I registered for the Mortal Kombat 1 beta a few days ago, too. So, all these fighting games coming out are a great thing. But I'm happy that people are enjoying it as much as I am, and that we have this audience. The thing is, there's people complaining. There's people every day. Oh my God, why is Street Fighter 6 every day? Why are you playing it every day? Why is it the main game every day? Because this is how I have to play it if I'm going to stay at any kind of relevance in the game. This is how it must be played. It can't be played casually 2 times a week, 2-hour streams. I'll never get anywhere with it. I'll be way behind everyone. I have to be playing, learning, doing major streams of it. This is how it's done. This is how you cover fighting games, okay? So I certainly hope that people have been enjoying, and thank you to those watching, thank you to those supporting. I'm going to keep with it for now, and, you know, we'll see how long, because I don't think it's going to last forever. I do think that the popularity will start to wane, and people will be like, can we get other stuff instead? Like I said, when Final Fantasy 16 comes out, I'm absolutely going to be balancing that with Street Fighter. It's not going to be Street Fighter every day, you know, moving forward, all right? Spawn Killer did another super chat. Wendy's chili or Hardee's Butterburger? Wendy's chili is disgusting, and I got sick from it. I've never had a Hardee's Butterburger, so I can't really answer, but they both sound disgusting, and I would prefer to eat neither. There you go. Are we ever going to play more Diablo 4? It's the late stream today. It's literally the late stream today. So come back tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time for Diablo. That's disgusting. Meme Jish says, do you ever try eating sticks of butter? It's not that bad. You're a gross individual. That's absolutely revolting. Ugh. Wow, another tip came in. You guys are being great today. A $25 tip just came in. From YOLO Lantern. It says, Geefster, 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 Greefster, Greefster, Greefster. Wow. Thank you to YOLO Lantern. I mean, now you're going way back to Injustice 1. Right? Remember Yellow Lantern? We call him YOLO Lantern. That's an old-ass meme. It's cool you remember it. And thank you so much for the support. What a generous tip there. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, guys, last chance for a question before we adjourn. I will quickly use the restroom, and then we'll jump into the guide and combo trials for Zangief. Do that for about 25 minutes or so, and then jump right online for about 2.5 hours of online gameplay, but I need to learn the basics first before we do that. But it should hopefully be a solid stream. I hope I do well. We'll find out. Have I ever had bold sriracha almonds? No, I've never had bold sriracha almonds. Never. Green Goblin says, you think of maining characters in Street Fighter 6, seeing you're doing pretty good with the Dalsim, would you consider doing live tournaments? I don't even know anything about the live tournaments. I know they exist in the game, but I don't even know how they work. I don't know if it's just you create it and everyone randomly joins. I don't know if it's like you invite people. I have no clue. Right now, I'm just learning the game. The way I see it, let me continue to play and learn the game as much as I can, and then when we get a few weeks in, then if we want to start doing viewer nights, tournament nights, things like that, then we get to that. But I need to have enough of a repertoire of game knowledge and character selection to feel like I can do something before we start doing that stuff. At least in my opinion, there's no point. That would be like, it's day one of a game. I went to a tournament and entered it. Like, what was the point? No one even knew the game yet, right? And it's funny because I've done that before. And won tournaments. I did. I've won tournaments like that before. Anyway, I received a $6.66 tip from Swagonito. He says, this is the smoothest online experience by far for any Street Fighter game. I 1,000,000% agree. It's super duper good. I feel like this is not recognized enough. The netcode was a hot issue for a long time. Servers aren't dedicated and are peer-to-peer. I wonder how they fixed it. It's a great question. Whatever they did, everyone else needs to follow suit. Because you know what? If Mortal Kombat 1 and Tekken 8 come out and their netcode is shit compared to Street Fighter 6, who's going to stick around? Let's be honest, right? Who will stick around and play the lag-ass game when you can play one without lag? I will go right back to Street Fighter 6. So I hope that they learn, and all fighting games moving forward in the future are this good, because this is super good. John Cena is rumored to be the next Terminator. Your thoughts? I have absolutely no thoughts. My head is completely blank on that subject. Rugal says, I can't wait for you to deliver the gift of Geef. Wade says, sweet. Hopefully we'll see you back doing tournaments. We miss it when you could do tournaments. I'm not going to tournaments. If I play, there's online tournaments in the game, apparently, you can set up. I would consider doing that. I'm not doing offline tournaments. Absolutely not. It's enough of a time investment to play the game here on my streams. I'm not traveling to play this fucking game in person. Forget that shit. I've been there, done that. Zero interest in doing anything like that. Absolutely not. Okay. Are we good? Guys, great show. I mean, we talked about so many topics, right? We talked about so many freaking topics here. Thank you for understanding about the live react stuff. I just don't see the reason to invest so much time and take away from gameplay streams when YouTube's just going to screw me over with this blocking bullshit. So, no react on Sunday. However, a full gameplay stream coming on Sunday of another new character in Street Fighter. Great stuff on the horizons. Thank you for the discussion. Thank you for the support. And I would also like to say, hold on. Thank you for 1 full week of attendance and great support of Street Fighter 6. I've absolutely enjoyed playing this game with you guys the last week. And I'm looking forward to much more coming up. We're not giving up on it at all, because I'm really having a great time, and overall, I'm actually winning more than losing, which is great. And I hope that you guys will continue to join. Thank you so much. See you next time.